Hey guys, the thing is that I'm going for my meeting in a second. It's just that the video that I recorded is, it deleted. That's the thing, it deleted anyway. And what I talked about was being in a routine. And being in a routine is important, and I've got to my meeting early, so that's why I'm just waiting. And the other thing I talked about was being on a bus. Buses are horrible. They're normally on time, but some of them are not. And that's the worst bit, is when they're not. Because when you've got somewhere to be, you think, oh, for God's sake, when am I going to be here? And then the other thing I talked about is being a little bit, how people say, depressed. But when you're depressed, you think of the positive things. When you say you've got nothing, think of the happy things you've had, and then you realise what you've got. And the last thing I talked about before the video ended was what was it? Saying that how much you love your mum, because your mum is always there for you no matter what. Like my mum is, and everyone else is. And your mum loves you no matter how hard or difficult it is gonna be. So when you say, oh, I hate my mum, no you don't. You love her secretly, you just don't want to admit it. And that's the best bit. When you don't want to hate her, you don't. And when you want to, you can't. But that's the horrible bit, when you say you hate your mum. You can't. You don't hate her. You just highly dislike her at that minute. Oh, there we go. And the other thing is that when you don't know what to say or do, you're instantly like, oh God, okay. When you're in your argument with your mum, you scowl, you don't know what to do. And with everything your mum does for you, she feeds you, she clothes you, she makes sure the heating's on, the electricals, she makes everything happy. She tries to make you happy every day. And that's the best thing a mum can do. So all you have to do is say, I love you, mum. You mean it, that's all you gotta do. And going back to being in a routine, I know I'm just jumping back to 4 facts a minute. The best thing about being in a routine is deciding how you're gonna do it. The worst bit is when your routine cracks at that time. Like, I got up at 9 when I was meant to get up at 8. I got up at 9 something and out the door by 9 something, 9:30 maybe, I'm not sure, and got the bus. No, I got out the door by 9:10 and got to the bus stop at around about 9:20 because I need to get here by 11. So I've got here early, so that's a good thing. And the other best bit is that no matter what you say or do, you'll be fine. Because no matter what you do, you're always going to be happy with your mum, or happy in a routine. Another thing I'm going to jump to with going into a routine as well is buses, public transport, and that's people on a bus. People on a bus, when you're on a routine, you like quiet, you like peace. That's one of the keys to having a good routine. Here's a mess this minute, sorry. When you are in a routine, you instantly go, oh great, here we go again. But it's not, because as soon as you're in a routine, you're fine. As soon as someone breaks it or you break it, you're like, oh great. So leading back to the public transport is when you're in a routine and you get the noisy person on the bus, it's like, great, I'm going to be annoyed, and that's going to break my routine. When you have a quiet person or a chatty person but it's quiet, you're like, okay, I can deal with this. Or the person that gets dared to run up and down, up and down, up and down the bus. It's like, stop, or shoot, or it feels like you want to trip them over. And if you do, it's like, can you leave me alone? Like, please, just get off the bus, or I will. And then you get off the bus way too early, and that's breaking your routine already. But when you want to get away from that kind of person or people, it's like hell, because you don't know what you're doing, you don't know what you're saying, because secretly you want to stay on the bus, but in your mind you're saying, oh great, here we go again. So there's that. And another thing with buses is that it feels like they can't drive, constantly rushing to get to the places they need to be, and that makes them over on time, or if they're behind they do it. And on the bus I was just on, they were behind. So there's that. So to the people that watch this, just put in the comments, yes, I do feel having a routine, because I have a routine myself, and it's great, but it's not great because it annoys me. And the thing is with having a routine is that I'm trying to think of what's best about having a routine is that you can easily just snap, and that makes your routine snap. And when you do, it kind of feels good because you don't have a routine. But then soon as that you snap, you're like, oh great, here's another routine. That's the horrible bit, because then it's like, what's the point? What is the actual point? So I think I don't want to snap just because I'll break my routine. And my routine is wake up, clean, chill for 5-10 minutes, go back to what I was doing, or try and find something to do. Like when I get home, I'm going to go back to bed because I'm gonna get him up. I'm gonna get David up. That's if he's not up himself, because I heard him watching Netflix when I left. But he probably went back to sleep because he has something that smells like me. Because he misses me, he does. And the problem is that I get called clingy, and I am a little clingy. Well, maybe a lot. But that's because David gives me happiness, true happiness, and none of my exes never gave me that. And they might have said, oh yeah, you were happy, you were purely happy. I may have seemed it at the time, but inside you can't give me what he does. He gives me hope that I'm not going to crash and burn in my depression. He gives me hope that my anxiety isn't going to spiral off when I'm with his family on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. And if it does, I know he will just sit me down somewhere quietly and distract me, because I can't deal with a lot of people. And if any of my depression and that kicks in, he's the first one there to help me out with it. And that's the best thing he could do, because no one else would have done that. Now, people may know what depression feels like, and they may know what pain feels like, but they don't know what it's like to be with him. They may say, oh, true love forever, but with him it does feel like that. Yeah, we may argue like cats and dogs. That's what's the one thing that's making us stronger. And with that, there's no stopping it. So when people say, oh, it's just puppy love with passion. So if it's puppy love, then why am I so in love with him? Why do I have my heart pound every time he cuddles me? Why is it every time he smiles at me, I feel like I have everything to lose? When he doesn't smile, or when something goes wrong, it's like, oh, well, I don't, and I panic. So that's why I'm clingy. And people might say, well, you need to stop being clingy. When you're a person that's had nothing from people saying that, oh, you love me, this, that, and the other, but you don't truly love them. You're just with them because you don't know what you feel. And that's the horrible bit. And then there's time. There's times where you feel like you got him to lose, you got her to lose, and when you feel that, you know you're halfway there. When you feel the way I do, then you're there. Like, I'm sorry, I'm just picking some skin off my finger, because it's been there for a couple of days now. Ugh, it's disgusting. And when you see what kind of love someone has for someone else, like, if you see an elderly couple together, that is kind of cute. But when you see them together, like, if he chops up her meat and feeds it to her, that's adorable. And then it is the most wonderful thing you're ever gonna get. But the one thing you can never replace is the one person you love. And that's the bit you don't know what you're doing. And the thing is with everything is that I'm trying to get the phone today. So what I'm trying to say is that I'm clingy for a reason. I've never been this clingy with anyone else. And that's the best bit, is because when you're clingy to someone that you've never been clingy with before or in past, then it's difficult to be unclingy. And that's the horrible bit, because you don't know what you're doing or saying. And when you do, it's difficult to replace those feelings. Saying love you to someone, then I love you, it's the thing where you say I don't know, like you're confused constantly. So there's that. But I'm gonna leave this video here because I don't know when my meeting is, so I'm just gonna leave it like this. So I'll see you in part 2 on the way back to Yarmouth, because I'm in lowsoft right now and I'm on time and early. So there's that. So I will see you very shortly. Bye bye.